Let's get started lying on our backs. Bend your knees, plant your feet on your mat. You'll have to be right here in the front. Walk your feet out, heel toe out to the edges of your mat, and then maybe let your knees lean in on one another so your legs can rest. Begin to breathe slow and steady. Close your eyes. Okay. You can go right there. If you'd like to set an intention for your time on the mat today, I invite you to do that. Consider how you're feeling inside in your heart today, and set your intention with that in mind. It's something very personal just for you. Remembering that yoga is a kind of self-care. We can approach our yoga practice with whatever intention works for us that day. If you're here to work out or sweat it out or stretch out, it's still self-care. Now begin to heel toe your feet in together until the inner edges of your feet touch. Open your arms out to the side. Lay the backs of your hands down. Take an inhale and exhale your knees over to the right. Keeping the left shoulder down. Then inhale the knees up. And exhale slowly to the left. Keeping the right shoulder down. Then inhale, bring the knees back up, and let's flow through this a couple more times. Exhale with your breath, lower down to the right. On the inhale, lift your knees. On the exhale, lower to the left. Right shoulder stays down. Work with your breath at your own pace. Inhale the knees up. Over to the right. Back up and over to the left with your breath. We'll come back to center. Lift your knees. Take a moment to neutralize there, and then bring both knees into your chest. Maybe take a little rock right and left. And then come back to center. Hold behind your knees and rock yourself up to a seated position. Rest your hands on your knees. Inhale as you pull your heart forward. Look up just slightly and roll your shoulders back. Exhale, tuck your chin, round forward and hollow out through your belly. Inhale again, lift up. Exhale, flexion and extension of the spine. Inhale, make these movements big and intentional. Exhale. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. And again, inhale. And exhale. Sit up tall. Walk your hands out in front, hinge from your hips and fold forward. And walk your hands back in. Bring your inside foot out. Inhale to clasp your hands right in front. As you exhale, open the palms and push forward. Round your shoulders forward. Inhale to lift up. Turn the palms to the ceiling. And exhale down. Do that a couple more times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And again, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. One more time, a little bonus. Inhale. Exhale. Turn the palms up. And lower down. Now walk your hands out, hinge from your hips again, and fold forward with the other leg in front. Walk your hands in about part way. Plant your hands about shoulder width apart and swing your knees over underneath your hips. We'll come to a neutral spine here first. Inhale, drop the belly, lift your heart. More flexion and extension of the spine. Exhale, round your spine. Inhale. Exhale. Once more, inhale. And exhale. Let's settle back in the center. Walk your knees out just slightly wider so you get a little more space between the knees. Inhale the right hand up, reach for the ceiling. Exhale, let it come down behind the left arm and reach out. Inhale, sweep around and back up. Exhale, reach out to the left. Inhale up. And exhale out to the left. Let's come back and set that right hand down. Come back to center here. Adjust anywhere you need to adjust so that you're coming back to a neutral spine. On your next inhale, we'll take the left hand up. Exhale, sweep behind the right arm and out. Inhale up. Exhale. Once more, inhale. And exhale. We'll come back to center, plant the left hand. And bring the knees back up underneath your hips. Take the right toes to the back of the mat. Turn the toes under, press the heel back. And then lift your right leg. Reach the left hand straight out. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, reach out long. Exhale, tuck everything in. Inhale, extend. One more time, tuck everything in. And extend. Turn your gaze down to the mat. Square your hips and your shoulders. Bend the right knee. Extend that right leg back out. We'll set everything down. Maybe take a little rock side to side. Come back to center and take the left toes to the back of the mat. Press the heel back. And lift your left leg. Reach the right arm straight out in front. Inhale right here. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, extend. Exhale, fold in. Extend. Breathe in. Breathe out. Fold in. Big breath in. Extend. Front and back. Square your hips and shoulders. Look right down at the mat and bend the left knee. Straighten the left leg. And we'll set everything down. Turn your toes down to the mat. Press your hips up and back. Downward facing dog. First one today. Bring your ears between your biceps. Lift your hips, lengthen your spine, and let your neck be long. Big inhale as you press your chest back. Exhale, take as many steps as you need. Walk to the top of the mat. Slide your hands up your shins and lift about halfway as you breathe in. Exhale, fold. Roll all the way up to stand and reach overhead. And hands to your heart. Inhale, circle around and up. Interlace your fingers, index finger just pointing up. Exhale, side bend to the right. And back up. Side bend to the left. Bless you. Inhale. Separate your hands. Forward fold. Long spine, halfway up. Exhale, plant the hands, step your feet to the back of the mat for plank pose, and you can lower your knees if you like. Hold here just a moment. Nice strong plank. If you decide to set your knees down behind the line of your hips. Breathe in. Bend the elbows. As you breathe out, lower slowly down to the mat. Release the tops of the feet and take your fingertips out wide. Elbows are bent. Inhale, lift up. And exhale down. Let's do that again. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Plant your hands under your shoulders. Push up to your hands and knees. Downward facing dog. Breathe in, inhale. Exhale, walk to the top of the mat. Long spine. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, reach all the way overhead. Interlace your fingers, point the index finger up, side bend to the right. And back up, over to the left. And back up. Separate the hands and forward fold. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, step to plank. Lower the knees or not, and then lower yourself all the way down. Fingertips wide. Just one cobra this time. Inhale up. Exhale. Push up to plank or hands and knees, whichever one you want. Downward facing dog. Big breath in. Step to the top of the mat. Inhale, long spine. And fold. Reach all the way overhead. Inhale. Side bend to the right. And back up. Side bend to the left. And back up. Forward fold. Inhale. Exhale, step to plank and lower down. Wide hands for cobra. Inhale. Exhale. Plank or hands and knees. Downward facing dog. Couple of breaths as we begin to warm up. Big breath in and step all the way to the top of the mat. Inhale, lengthen your spine and fold. Roll all the way up, reach up, interlace the fingers. We'll do a lot of these side bends today. Exhale. And we may find the more we do that we're able to bend over a little further. Inhale. Separate the hands. We're changing it up a little bit this time. Chair pose. We'll bend your knees, sit your hips back. Lift your toes, all 10 toes. And we transfer a little bit of the weight into the heels. Steady breath. Pull the belly button in toward the spine. One more breath. Inhale. And forward fold. Long spine. Inhale. Exhale. Plant the fingertips and step just the right foot to the back of the mat. Way back, so we come into a low runner's lunge. The left foot is right up by your left hand. Left knee is hopefully tucked in kind of close to the left arm. And we want this left knee stacked over the ankle. What that all boils down to is a whole lot of space between the feet. Now let's spin the right heel down. Place your hands on your left thigh and push yourself up. Open both arms out. Warrior two. So let's bend generously into that left knee. But I want you guys to know, I always want you to tailor your yoga to how you're feeling that day and what's going to be good for you. If you need a little bit less space between your feet and a little bit less of sitting low, by all means do that. If you want to really work hard today, then walk those feet out and get a lot of space and sit the hips low. So I want you to make it yours. Inhale, reverse warrior. Resist the temptation here to straighten the left knee. You kind of want to straighten when we go into a reverse. Back to warrior two. Straighten the left leg and turn the left toes. We're going to face the mirror. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, clasp your fingers together behind your low back. Let the thumbs slide down as you lengthen the collarbones and look up. Exhale, fold forward, keep your fingers interlaced, and let the hands float up and away from your back. Now release the fingers, put the fingertips down on the mat. Inhale about halfway up. Exhale, fold. Now turn your heels in, toes out. Bend your knees. Place your hands on your thighs and push yourself up to stand with knees bent. And again, this, just like the warrior poses, I don't want you to change the space between your feet here because we want the ankles under the knees for sure. But you cannot bend the knees quite so deeply. Or you can sit really low. So find the spot that's good for you. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Knees stay bent. Legs are working. Inhale. Exhale. So we're doing something with our arms to take our minds off of what our legs have to do here. Inhale. Exhale. Now straighten both legs. Turn your left toes forward and your right heel back. Bend the left knee, coming back to warrior two. Take a big inhale right there. Exhale there. Inhale, reverse warrior. And exhale, both hands all the way down. And we'll spin that right heel up as we come down to the mat. Step back for plank pose. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. On your next exhale, step to the top of the mat. Long spine, inhale. And exhale, fold. Little slight bend in the knees as you roll all the way up and stand tall, reach overhead. Interlace your fingers. This time, let's start our side bend left and back up. Side bend right and back up. Chair pose. Steady breath. Strong legs. Anytime you're in a chair pose and it starts to feel like a bit much to keep the arms up, you can bring your hands to your heart if you like. One more breath, inhale. Fold forward. Long spine, inhale. Plant your hands and step that left foot way back. Let's come into that low runner's lunge here, getting lots of space between the feet. So this right knee is tucked in close to the right arm. Lengthen your spine. And then spin that left heel down. Place your hands on your thigh and push yourself up. Open out to warrior two. We'll get ourselves all set up here on this side, centering your body weight between your feet. So think about the undersides of your feet here. And if you're distributing your weight equally there, if you're leaning forward, you might feel more weight on your right foot. If you're leaning back, you might feel more weight on the left. See if we can center up and bring your spine vertical. Now turn the right palm up, reach over and back, reverse warrior. Keeping that bend in the right knee and keeping your weight distributed. You may feel a little more weight in your left foot here. Back to warrior two. Now straighten the right knee and turn the right toes. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, interlace the fingers behind your low backs. Try interlacing your fingers the odd way, the way you never do. Inhale, lift your heart. Let the shoulder blades come toward one another. Exhale, fold forward, floating the hands up and away from your back. Release the hands, put the fingers down on the mat and inhale halfway up. Exhale, fold. Turn your heels in, toes out, bend the knees. Look right there and see if your knees are over your ankles. Then place your hands on your thighs and lift up to stand. Sitting as low or sitting up high as you feel is good for you today. As you inhale, take your hands up and interlace your fingers behind your head. Exhale, right elbow down toward your right thigh. Maybe it touches, maybe not. Inhale back up. Exhale to the left. Back up. And to the right. Back up. And to the left. Think about your breath. One more, right and left. Strong legs to the right. Inhale up. To the left. And up. Straighten your legs. Inhale, reach overhead. Now spin that left heel back and turn the right toes forward. Bend the right knee. We're coming right back into warrior two. Inhale, reverse. All the way down to the mat. Spin that left heel up. And step to plank pose. Exhale, lower down. Inhale for cobra. Downward facing dog. I want us to flow through that one more time. Take a big inhale, press your chest back. Walk your feet to the top of the mat. Long spine, halfway up. Fold forward. Roll all the way up, reach overhead. Interlace the fingers, side bend to the right. I'm going to add in just a little something this time. Exhale. And back up. Chair pose. Sweep the right hand back toward the back of the mat, keeping both knees bent. Notice how you have to engage your core when you do this. Inhale back around and up. And to the left. And back around and up. Fold forward. Long spine, inhale. Step forward fold, just step the right foot back. Long spine. Feeling a nice lengthening in the right hip flexors, right in front there. Now spin the right heel down. Hands on the left thigh, lift up and open up to warrior two. Reverse warrior. Back around to warrior two, straighten the left leg. Turn the left toes, reach up, interlace the fingers behind your back, lift your heart, take a big breath in. Forward fold, floating those arms away. Release the hands down. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. Going to add in a little something right here. Begin to bend. Let's turn the right toes out toward the top of your mat, toward the back of your mat. Bend that knee, right knee. Walk your hands over toward your right foot. Walk your hands back to center, straightening the right foot. Now let's turn the heels in, toes out. Hands on the thighs. Lift up to stand. As you inhale, reach both hands up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Maybe try sitting a little lower on the exhale and lift up slightly on the inhale. So just a real small movement. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more bonus. Inhale. And exhale. Straighten the legs. Inhale, reach overhead. Spin your right heel back, left toes forward, bend the left knee. Warrior two. Inhale, reverse. And exhale, both hands all the way down, spinning that right heel up. Step back to plank pose. Exhale, lower down. Lift your heart. Downward facing dog. Big breath in. Step to the top of the mat. Long spine. Fold forward. Stand tall. Reach up. Interlace the fingers, side bend left. Back up. Side bend right. Back up. Chair pose. Sweep the left hand back, reach back. Strong core. Left hand back up. Right hand back. And up. Fold forward. Long spine. Step the left foot back. Take a moment to be really long here. For those of us with short legs, we can pretend our legs are really long. Now spin your left heel down. Hands on the right thigh as you push yourself up. Warrior two. Open out. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale. Now let's straighten the right knee, turn the right toes. Inhale to reach overhead. Exhale, interlace your fingers. Lift your heart as you breathe in. Fold forward on the breath out. Release the hands down to the mat. Inhale. Exhale, turn your right toes this time out toward the back and bend deeply. This time left. Left. Walking your hands over toward the left foot. I've got to mix up right and left at least once in every class, apparently. So walk your hands back to center, straightening your right leg. Turn the heels in, toes out. Hands on the thighs, lift to stand. As you inhale, take both hands up. Interlace your fingers behind your head. Exhale, down to the right. Inhale, lift back up. Over to the left. Super strong legs. To the right. And back up. Exhale. One more time, right and left. We got this. Strong legs to the right. Lift up. Last time, exhale to the left. Lift up, and guess what? Straighten both legs. Reach overhead. Now turn the left heel out, right toes forward. Bend the right knee. Come back to warrior two. Oops, am I telling you the wrong thing? Okay, warrior two facing forward. Maybe I did tell you the wrong thing. Inhale, reverse. And all the way down, spin that left heel up. Step to plank pose. Last time for this today, exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift your heart. And exhale. Let's hold right there a moment. Bring your elbows underneath your shoulders. So our forearms are parallel. Upper arm is parallel, somewhat with the wall. And then you might be able to reach in and touch the inner elbows. That's about how far we want our arms apart. Elbows underneath the shoulders. Lift your heart and make a lot of space between your ears and your shoulders, as if your neck could be longer. And then lower back down. Slide your right knee out to the side about even with your hip. Make a 90-degree bend in the right knee. Now push up so that your weight's kind of on the right arm, and we're going to slide this left hand behind, palm up, come down onto the left shoulder. Now bring the palms together, both arms extended. You'll find that you'll need to slide that right knee back and roll a little further onto your left hip. So both arms are extended, palms are touching. As you inhale, take this right hand up toward the ceiling, roll a little further onto that left hip, letting the right knee slide in towards you just a bit. So we're hopefully now stacking the right hip on top of the left. And then as you're ready, begin to lower that right hand into the space behind you, allowing the right knee to slide back further if you need to toward you. Slowly opening, opening, opening. Maybe you get to the place where you could set the right knuckles down on the floor back there. Begin to deepen your breath. And let's lift that right hand back up toward the ceiling. Slowly bring the palms together. Then turn back toward the top of the mat, coming back onto your elbows. Right knee is still out. Let's take a moment right here to kind of square up toward the top of the mat, opening into this right hip. And then slide the right foot back. Let's take a moment here to neutralize with your spine very neutral here. Just a natural position for your spine. Down the midline of your mat. Let's try all of that on the other side. Slide your left knee out, about even with the left hip. Put a 90-degree bend in the knee. Now take the right hand underneath the left, slide out, palm up. Come down onto the right shoulder. Bring the palms together, arms extended, and begin to roll further onto the right hip, allowing that left knee to pull back in toward you. Let's get to a point where the left hip is stacked right on top of the right hip. Now lift your left hand up toward the ceiling. Making any adjustments here to keep the hips stacked. Then slowly open out, taking that left hand into the space behind you, maybe all the way down to the floor. Take plenty of time getting there. Long, steady breaths. All kinds of great benefits going on here. Lift your left hand back up toward the ceiling. Slowly bring the palms together. And then turn toward the top of your mat, coming back onto your elbows. Left knee is still bent. Taking a moment here to lift your heart and allow that opening in the hip. And then slide the left knee in. Roll over onto your back. Take a moment to bend your knees and plant your feet. Bring your head, your neck, your heart, your hips right down the midline of your mat. Walk your feet into touch. Then open your knees out wide. Soles of the feet together.